I now understand the root of the problem. I understand how and why I, and only I, caused myself to get into this situation.
Hey bitches, welcome back to my channel. I'm sitting here once again with the love of my life, Dustin Dopamine. How are you?
I'm all right.
You doing good?
I'm okay, I guess.
I'm doing good today as well. It's Friday.
Yep.
I'm a little baked, not gonna lie.
It's a hot Friday. It's
And
very hot.
The unthinkable has happened. You know, we all thought that today there was going to be another video from the series of that one YouTuber.
The garbage
But
show.
it turns out that in the spirit of good old 2021 summer, we have another return to social media, and that is none other than James Charles.
Can I say something?
Yes.
We all wanted Britney to be free.
Yep.
We got Bill Cosby.
Ugh.
We wanted Jenna Marbles to come back. We got James Charles. Somebody
Seriously.
is messing with the coding in the Matrix, and I don't like it. I'm not fond of it.
People just need to start asking for the opposite of what they want, because you guys wanted Jenna, you got James. He's back. He sat down for a video. He said it was going to be an open conversation. But what I find funny about this open conversation is that he took down his taking accountability video, which was the last video that he posted to YouTube.
That he admitted to doing these things.
That he admitted to sending inappropriate messages, you know, breaking the law, all of that. Well, now he has taken down the video because he doesn't stand by it anymore. So it's like, why would you sit down on your channel to 25 plus million people and admit to things if you knew that those weren't true?
I think there's been plenty of evidence shown that James Charles continued this in the video that he uploaded, taking accountability. He admitted to messaging these people, and he's also been caught on Tinder, changing his gender, all these different things. He's admitted to this. He addressed this in a Twitter thread. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So for him to just come back and upload this video and just be like, you know what? None of that's true. I'm going to throw that out the window. Here I am. This is my side of the story. And I'm just going to move forward. A lot of people are upset.
Well, something that's very unsettling about his video for a lot of people is the fact that he did take down the taking accountability, and he was talking about this Twitter thread that has been going on that has detailed like everything that has been going on with James Charles on social media, all of these different people that have been calling James out.
He was trying to call out Dennis.
Yes, I think he was trying to call it Deaf Noodles, and he was trying to say, and then it turned into 20 victims of James Charles. And he's like, I don't feel comfortable going forward in this video or any video for that matter on this channel with you guys thinking that there are any victims of James Charles.
Did he not use his own? Did he not say that?
I didn't understand how a situation like this could affect the people involved, but now I do. And for that, to the victims, I am so sorry.
Several months later.
There was basically one drama channel on Twitter that started a thread and started compiling a list of anybody that said literally anything about me on social media. And after what felt like weeks of somebody new coming forward every single day, it eventually became the 20 victims of James Charles. I am not going to go through this list one by one because I know that nobody wants to sit here for an hour listening to me talk about this, but I do feel as though I have to say something because I am just not comfortable with this video or really any video moving forward allowing anybody, let alone my followers, to think that there are any victims of James Charles, let alone 20 victims of James Charles, because that is completely, unequivocally not true.
This may be a Mandela effect, but I almost certainly remember him saying victims himself.
Yes.
I'll have to go back and rewatch that video. I watched like snippets of it before we sat down to record, but I'm pretty sure he said victims. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But either way, that's what it was. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to act like what he did in this video is try to like sway people back to his side, and people are eating it up. People are like,
yeah.
oh my God, I love you. Come back, queen. We're so happy. Da 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 da. You did nothing wrong. What?
It's just so crazy to me how fast people flip-flop in people's comment sections.
To me, this thing is very opportunistic because he sees everything that's going on with that other person.
Yes.
And he sees that YouTube is basically in an uproar over what that person is doing. So it's like, let me slither my way back in and address this and just scoff it off and just go on about my business. That's what I took from it.
Well, we were all speculating back when Tati... First of all, when Tati took down her last video on YouTube before she actually came back to YouTube. And then when she uploaded, James, of course, liked the tweet. And everyone was like, oh, see, James isn't really taking a break, which he was never taking a break from social media. This whole thing he's trying to spin that he's been taking time away to reflect. I'm sorry.
He posted on his birthday. He's posted different things during Pride. Like, that's not staying away from social media.
He posted on his birthday. He posted something for Pride, which is great. Thank you for that. But then, he addressed the drama with that old editor. And it's like, like, you didn't take a break, dude.
No.
You can try to fool people to say that you were sitting there saying that, oh, I took time to reflect. I've worked on myself. That, in the amount of time, what you need to work on in the amount of time that you were gone, was not completed.
No.
Definitely not.
To me, it's just like there's this back and forth with people, and they just don't really get that when these social media influencers like this, when they are able to just get past all of this criticism, all of these allegations, and they're just able to move on with their life, it opens the door for other people to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and
James,
that's scary.
Well, James is trying to make it seem like he did nothing wrong. Like, he never used the word victim himself. Like, there's not screenshots that have been proven to be legit of guys showing these messages that James sent to them. And like, even the video clips over on the Snapchat, he's trying to make it seem like he slid into a few DMs, or like some people slid in his DMs over on TikTok, influencers over there. And then when he noticed the age, he immediately ended it. And he's also trying to make it seem like it only happened on Tinder. But of course, he's going to think that their age is one thing because it is Tinder. Trying to rewrite history, and he's trying to erase things, because guess what? With that video coming down that had millions upon millions of views, in a few months from now, no one's going to be talking about James Charles and the inappropriate messages that he sent to people. Nope. Because no one's going to remember it. All these new people that are going to see James Charles and all the stuff that he's going to start to come out with, when they search him, they're not going to know anything about it. So that's why he took that down. He didn't take that down because he's innocent of anything. He took that down to protect his ass at the end of the day.
1,000%, because he knows that the conversation has moved away from him, because we thought he was actually gone and going to stay gone for a bit. And now that this opportunity has presented itself with this other person making a fool of their self on their platform, everybody's talking about that. So basically it's just like, okay, I'm going to do this, and now's the time for it.
Well, see, I think that his return was in the works when he saw how well received Tati's was, and how that went for her, and how people are so supportive of her new upload schedule. I think that this whole situation with this other person that's doing this series is just added like icing on the cake.
In the video clips that I saw, he was using Manny's palette. Now, we all know that Manny spoke out and said that he adored Frenemies, and that he liked Ethan, and he liked Trisha, and he liked the things that they talked about. But we also know that Manny collabed with James right before he started getting dragged for all of this stuff again, when all this stuff came out. So now it's kind of like, I don't know if he's doing that to like get people to send hate to Manny, to like subliminally like shade him, or if he's actually doing that because he was... it was planned, in my opinion. 1,000%, I think that he got in that video and used that palette to get people talking, and for them to speculate about Manny. And I think that that's a shady thing for him to do. He could have left Manny out of this, because Manny didn't really say he was not associated with James, but we kind of took that away from the whole situation with him wearing Teddy Fresh and saying so many good things about Frenemies, you know? So I feel like Frenemies was the only thing that was holding all these awful people at bay, because they knew that if they did something, that it would be under a microscope and millions of people would see it. And now it's just like, oh, okay, well, Garbage Hammer is going to make a million videos on people. James Charles is going to come back. Shane Dawson is. And like, there's nothing that anybody can do about it. And they're hoping that people will not see through this, but I think some people will, but the vast majority won't, because it'll just be another scenario where people just gloss over it and they're just done.
Well, a lot of people are speculating that Shane is going to come back now. And honestly, I'm just at the point, like, just come back. Just come back. Because if you can come back from something like what James Charles did and sat down in front of millions of people to admit, then I guess that there's just place for everyone on this platform.
It's unbearable to watch, if you ask me. Like, and you know, the only person that I really do wish would come back, that I feel like actually gave a sincere apology and actually followed through with what they were going to say, is Jenna Marbles.
Yes.
And I'll say one other person, Laura Lee. Laura Lee actually took the advice of drama channels that were talking about her at the time. That was constructive. She is doing her own thing. She's doing very well now, and a lot of people love her content now. And she seems like way happier now. It doesn't seem like she's walking on eggshells. She's not associating with people that are in drama. She's pretty much keeping her nose clean. Like, there's nothing for Laura to worry about, because we don't have to talk about her, because she's not being problematic. Nothing at all. So I think that if James Charles decides to come back and these people are okay with it, to me, after all of these people have dragged James and talked about James as much as they have, that's just people turning a blind eye to what a monster James Charles is.
Well, in my opinion, and I'm only saying this because, in 2019, James in his video said that he was called out for something very serious like this, and he said that he was going to change. Now, let's not forget that James sat down in No More Lies and told nothing but lies, and then admitted in his Taking Accountability video, which is now deleted, that he did lie and he never worked on himself.
Yeah, that's what's mind-boggling.
What are you going to believe? Because now I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, it seems to be a trend with James every year around this time, starting from like March until now, James is always in some drama. So are we going to be in this exact same situation next year talking about the exact same thing?
Now,
and is it going to go the exact same way?
You called that before and you said, we'll be back here again. James uploaded that video addressing everything, and then he said he was going away. And here we are again. He's coming back doing it again. Him and this other person that are doing this stuff on YouTube, I'm seeing a lot of similarities because they're both projecting blame onto other people, victims especially, and it's gross and disgusting. For James to just sit down in a video and feel so comfortable to come back and talk about all of this so quickly after he said that he was going to take a break when he actually did not take a break, it's crazy.
It's alarming.
Crazy.
It's alarming, and we'll definitely be keeping eyes out for which influencers he collabs with.
Oh, yes. I don't think that he'll be collaborating with anybody because if he does, he knows that they're going to get dragged. And it'll be really interesting to see what he does in a next video. I wonder if he's going to get back on schedule.
Honestly, at the end of the day, I hope that James really did get some counseling, really did work on himself. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. Maybe he was just looking to see what people are saying about him online, and he really did try to help himself. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. This is exhausting because
it's tired at this point.
2021 is just really going down the shitter.
It's too much. I'm telling you that the matrix is broken.
Seriously.
Somebody's in here just injecting code into our matrix and just messing everything up. As you ask for one thing and then you get something else. Like if I wanted a blue jacket, I'd probably end up with like a green one or something. Yeah. It's so weird.
So with all that said, everyone, we hope you enjoyed this video. Love you guys. See you in the next one.
Bye.